Here are the names of some of the celebrities that have addressed the ongoing genocide in Gaza: Imagine Dragons, Bella and Gigi Hadid, Ariana Grande, Pedro Pascal, and Huda Katan, who recently got kicked out of Sephora for talking about Palestine. You know who's an even bigger celebrity? Taylor Swift. And as a Swiftie in remission, I have a problem with this. But before we get into my problem, let's talk about Taylor Swift for a second. Taylor Swift has not been in the public eye as much recently, and the only time we heard from her in the past few months was when she bought back her masters. And this was good news. Even though I'm not a Swiftie anymore, I understand that this is what the Eras Tour and the re recordings were all about. It was about defiantly celebrating the music that was taken from her. It was about reminding Scott Borchetta and Scooter Braun that they could purchase her work, but they could not separate the art from the artist, because she can make it again and resell it while they are struggling to sell the originals. I think this is a win for artists, and it's a win for women. Even if you don't see Taylor Swift as a feminist icon, which is valid, you have to agree that when Scooter Braun posted, "I bought Taylor Swift," and his client Kanye West said, "I made that bitch famous," that was anti feminist. All these men had an issue with her hard work and success. And it's especially telling that none of them is objectively successful today. So, her going through what she went through, whether or not you like her music, is a win for women. Even if the woman in question is a billionaire, a climate criminal, and has a huge platform that she has never used to talk about Gaza. So, you see, there is a win, but it doesn't make up for the loss. Taylor Swift recently went on the New Heights podcast to announce her 12th album. And some of the things she talked about in this podcast really stood out to me, which I want to discuss. She said that she has taken a step back from social media. She's not checking her DMs. She's not looking at negative comments. And she said this so many times that it sounds like she's defending herself in advance. She also said that she's not interested in criticism unless it's constructive criticism. It really stood out to me when she said that what people think of her is not her business, she has an actual business to run. On the one hand, I like that she said that. This is how you should respond to criticism. When you are in the public eye for work, the focus should be on your work. But I think she said this for more than one reason. I think the underlying message here is that I don't think talking about Gaza is my business. During the Eras tour, which was happening at the same time as the genocide, there was a lot of criticism about her not speaking up. And even today, her silence is an especially adamant one. She isn't just not speaking on it, this step back is a loaded one. No one in the industry has the same kind of power and recognition that she has. And yet, celebrities that are nowhere near as successful as her have said something about the genocide. Take Billie Eilish, for example. Do I think that wearing a pin would end the genocide? No. But it shows that Billie is not a doll. She's an actual human being with thoughts and emotions. And this is something Taylor Swift on several occasions has expressed that she wants to be known for. In fact, she had a whole activist phase. Her Lover album rollout was an especially political one. She was criticized for performative activism, but did it stop her? No. In fact, her documentary Miss Americana was all about her insisting on taking a political stance because she doesn't want to be seen as a shallow pop star that is put out to pasture after the age of 25. Speaking of Lover era, what stands out the most is the fact that her infinitely less popular ex boyfriend Joe Alwyn is one of the celebrities that actually did call for a ceasefire. Is it weird to think that this was one of the differences that led to their relationship not working out? I mean, if I was dating someone with different political views than me, it would make things difficult. And neutrality in the face of genocide is the kind of thing that would turn you off. Now, what kind of person is she dating now? She's dating Travis Kelsey, a man known for supporting Trump. The same Trump who, in his own words, hates Taylor Swift. Why does this matter? As a former Swiftie, discourse about Taylor's relationships has always been in bad taste. Is it okay to make personal comments? No. Is it okay to speculate about someone's relationships? Not really. But is it okay to think that people you associate yourself with are a reflection of you? Yes. If you associate yourself with Trump, it means something. And it means even more when you are selectively silent about a genocide that the Trump administration is funding. It means something when she speaks up about Kesha, but fails to speak up for the women in Gaza. This is absolutely a double standard. It's even more interesting that she won't speak up when her contemporaries, Dua Lipa, Madonna, Macklemore, have no problem doing so. What do you call this? Racism, Islamophobia, entitlement, or ignorance? Tell me in the comments below. At first, her silence was seen as her refusing to take a political stance, but now it means that she has taken a political stance, and the stance is that she doesn't care if the kids in Gaza are dying, they are not worth interrupting the aesthetic of her shows. You might think we already know this. The silence of celebrities is disappointing, but it doesn't come as a shock. She said something in the podcast about wanting to keep her fans happy, and that really stood out to me. She says that she only does what she thinks her fans would like. So as long as they are happy, she doesn't care what anyone else has to say. Does that mean the Swifties are to blame? Because with that logic, if they were able to clearly communicate that they want her to speak up about Palestine, she wouldn't have gone 151 shows for almost 2 years without once mentioning the genocide. It does make sense. The Swifties can do whatever they want. They are a force of nature at this point. They filed a petition for Maddie Healy to resign as her boyfriend on the grounds that he was not good enough. So, how come the Swifties care when he makes comments about Down syndrome, but not once have I seen a friendship bracelet that says Free Palestine? I think the celebrities that we support are a reflection of us. It is weird to think that of all the celebrities and all of the Swifties out there, and there are so many, there simply weren't enough to get Taylor Swift's attention and make her want to denounce the murder and starvation of children. Do I think that there's more to the story? Probably. It's fair to think that there are contracts in place that suggest talking about the genocide is not good for business. Taylor Swift's Eras Tour, for example, was streamed on Disney Plus, and Disney paid over 75 million for the streaming rights. Why does this matter? Here's what we know about Disney. Aside from the fact that they whitewashed a genocide in Mulan, Disney has made huge donations to the IDF and is quite literally sponsoring the genocide. Why would Taylor Swift talk about the genocide when her work, the Eras Tour, is quite literally the reason why they can afford it? You might think that this rant is a pointless one, but here's the thing, the suffering of the people in Palestine is relevant to you, believe it or not. And here's why. Evil does not exist in a vacuum. People who are accused of SA are not above unaliving someone. In fact, most victims of SA are found unalived somewhere. If a company is mistreating its employees, is okay with withholding pay, or wrongfully terminating people, would you be surprised to find that they don't pay their taxes? If someone is okay with genocide, they cannot miraculously care about LGBTQ rights. And we can see this in real time. The people who are responsible for the starvation of the children in Gaza are the same people that are cutting down olive trees and slaughtering endangered Nile crocodiles. If you don't recognize that this lack of morals in one category is actually the lack of morals in all categories, you are in for a rude awakening. We can never allow ourselves to become fully desensitized to genocide. You need to identify this callous neutrality in people, whether it's the people you surround yourself with or the brands you support. Because at least when Jerry Seinfeld says, I don't care about Palestine, you know where he stands. You know what this person is all about. But when Taylor Swift is strategically quiet, she can still benefit from you showing up to her concerts, buying her albums, while she completely ignores what matters to you. And this is why, despite another album coming out, another era being announced, which I'm sure would be great, I cannot support Taylor Swift. Not because she's overrated, not because she dates too much, not because Kanye made her famous, because this whole fandom is morally bankrupt. I hear this a lot nowadays that your favorite celebrity does not owe you activism, but I reject that. Especially in the case of Taylor Swift, who has conveniently been an activist when it benefits her. Morals are not optional, even for celebrities. If I can switch out my dish soap because it tests on animals, then I can choose to pay for albums that pay artists who speak up about Palestine. If The Weeknd can do it, so can Taylor Swift. If you don't have morals, just say that.